Hey guys, welcome back to one more video on the channel. Hey guys, welcome back to one more video on the channel, and this video is going to be amazing because I have chosen a very creative question from the question papers of one of the coaching institutes. So here you have the question on the screen. The question is from the topic functions. A pretty straightforward question. You have a function given and it is told that the function is increasing. F of x is increasing. All right. And also f of 3 is 3 and f of 4 is 4. Now your task is to find out the values a and b. As simple as that. Now the reason why I have chosen this question is because I'm going to explain you a beautiful concept through this question. So make sure you stay till the end. Okay, so with that, let's dive in. So first thing, we have to find out the values of a and b. So that is the goal of the problem. And here you have two conditions given. So you have to find out the values of two variables, and you already have two conditions. So why did they give this third condition? This is the first question that I'm going to ask. Why? So this is how you should think whenever you are presented with a question. All right, you should not blindly go and start solving the question, but you have to think. To find out the values of two variables, you only need this much information, these two conditions. Why do they have to give the third condition? What does that signify? So this is how your thought process should be. So let us say f of x is x cube minus 12x square plus ax plus b. All right. Now if you use this particular condition, and if you put 3 here and find out f of 3, and then you find out f of 3, and then you find out f of 3, so you will end up getting a 27th degree equation, 27th degree polynomial. And in this case you will get 81st degree polynomial. All right. And it doesn't make any sense to solve the question that way, because it is humanly impossible to solve such big equations. So what should we do? Okay, so let us revise the definition of an increasing function. What is an increasing function? Increasing function looks something like this. All right. So if this is x1 and this is x2, the definition of increasing function is something like this. If x2 is greater than x1, this implies that f of x2 is greater than f of x1. This is the definition of an increasing function. And this definition is the idea on which this entire question is getting revolved. All right. So let us see how this can be used in our question. So we have this particular condition given. F of 3 is equals to 3. Now obviously you are not going to find out f of 3 because it is a 27th degree polynomial. So what should you do? So what I'm going to do is, I'll assume case 1. I'll assume f of 3. Since you have f of 3 sitting here, I'll assume f of 3 is greater than 3. Let us assume this. And in case 2, I'll assume f of 3 is less than 3. So this is a valid assumption. You will understand why I am doing all these assumptions a bit later. All right. But till then, bear with me. So if f of 3 is greater than 3, all right, then, so let us say f of 3 is equals to k, and this k is greater than 3. So we have k greater than 3. All right. Now if k is greater than 3, according to this definition, f of k is greater than f of 3, correct? So f of k is greater than f of 3. Alright. Similarly, let this f of k is p and f of 3 is some q. According to this definition, if p is greater than q, f of p is greater than f of q, correct? F of p is greater than f of q. Alright. So now f of p, what is p? P is nothing but f of k. F of k is greater than f of q. What is q? Q is nothing but f of 3. Alright. Now what is k? K is nothing but f of 3. So f of 3 is greater than f of 3. So this is what we got. Alright. And if you consider this is f of k is f of 3. This is greater than f of 3. So we got this as well. So here we got f of 3 is greater than f of 3. And from this initial result, we assume that f of 3 is greater than 3. Okay. If we assume f of 3 is greater than 3, we got f of 3 is greater than 3. Alright. Similarly, if you do this thing, so if you assume f of 3 is greater than 3, this implies that f of 3 is greater than 3. Similarly, if you assume f of 3 is less than 3 and do the same exercise again, you will end up getting f of 3 is less than 3. So, but what is given in the question? In the question, it is given that f of 3 is 3. So, if this is greater than 3, f of 3 has to be greater than 3. If it is less than 3, f of 3 has to be less than 3. If it is equals to 3, your f of 3 must be 3. Alright. So, this is the conclusion that we have achieved. And similarly, with this condition, again if you do the same exercise, we have f of 4 is equals to 4. So if you do the same exercise again, you will end up getting f of 4 is equals to 4. So at this point, let us generalize the result. So if there is a function f of x which is an increasing function, then fn of x, so f square of x is f of x, let us define it this way, f cube of x is f of x. Alright. If for an increasing function fn of x is equals to k, this implies that f of x is also equals to k. This is one of the most important results that you should remember and understand for the increasing functions. Alright, sorry, if this is x, then f of x should also be x. Alright, I hope you have understood. So we have just considered the definition of an increasing function, and initially we got this, and then we got this, and then we got this. We clubbed all these inequalities and we ended up getting f of 3 is greater than 3 if f of 3 is greater than 3. If f of 3 is less than 3, this happens. So the only condition for which f of 3 is equals to 3 will be f of 3 is equals to 3. So now we know f of 3 is equals to 3 and f of 4 is equal to 4. We already have the polynomial f of x is equals to, so we already have the polynomial f of x is equals to x cube minus 12x square plus ax plus b. Now put x is equals to 3. So f of 3 is equals to 3. This will be 27 minus 12 nines 108 plus 3a plus b. put x is equals to 4. This will be 4, and 4 cube is 64 minus 16 times 12, that is 192 plus 4a plus b. Subtract, so this will be cancelled, and this is simply minus 1. This is equals to minus 37 and plus 84 minus a. So your a is simply minus 84 plus 37, sorry, your a is simply 84 minus 37 plus 1. So that is simply 85 minus 37, that is simply 48. So the value of a is 48, and plug the value of a into one of these equations. So let us plug it into this. So you'll get 3 is equals to 27 minus 108 plus 48 times 3, 144 plus b. So therefore b is equals to 3 minus 27 plus 108 minus 144. Just calculate that, and that will be the value of your b, whatever it is. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. The idea was to present this particular concept for increasing functions. If there is an increasing function, then if fn of x is equals to x, then f of x is also is equals to x. You have also seen how this is derived here. So if you have any queries about this, let me know in the comment section. I'll be very happy to help you. And also, if you like the content that I'm making, hit that subscribe button, share the videos with your friends, and give them a thumbs up. I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, take care.